From inside Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida, a great night for baseball ahead on the show. It's the New York Mets taking on the Miami Marlins. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. Just about set to go now. And today's starting pitcher, Sandy Alcantara.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
Francisco Lindor, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1. And that is out of play. Late on that fastball.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. And it beats him for the first out after the drop third strike.
Well, obviously that was nowhere near the strike zone by the time it got to the plate, and people at home watching are thinking, what's he swinging at? But I'll tell you, some of the break guys snap off these days is just devastating. It can be so tough to recognize where a pitch like that's going to end up.
Juan Soto now. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
I thought this was a fun note on Soto. In 2023, he hit home runs in Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. I don't think it matters where Soto plays. He's going to hit home runs everywhere he goes.
That one down the line, but it kicks foul. 1 out, bases empty. Ground ball to the right side, and foul ball. The wind to kick the pitch. That misses the zone. Going to count 1 and 2.
Tough to take a 2-strike changeup that just missed. I think it froze him.
On the ground, right side, Lopez. They get the out on Soto. Here's a Mets lineup now. They're dealing with a sinker specialist on the mound, which can be a big-time challenge when he's right and working mostly from the knees down.
Well, I think the approach you take is really try to lay off of those pitches down in the zone until he gets some called strikes and then forces you to go after that pitch. Until then, make him elevated, because guys that throw those sinkers, those 2-seamers, really hard for them to be effective up in the zone. Those are pitches you can hammer. But when you get a cookie, you don't want to miss it.
2 outs. There's a swing and a drive. That's back there. It has the distance, gone. And the Mets on the board first. It's 1-0.
It's no surprise this guy has won the home run derby multiple times. He was born to hit them. That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. And, you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow-through to drive it out of here.
Here's Brandon Nimmo. Yeah, that's in for a strike. 0-1. Swings through that one out in front that time.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Two out, space is empty. Got it. And that is that. But they're off to a good start as they pick up a run on this solo shot. It's now 1-0. Back here at Lone Depot Park. And on the hill in this one, Clay Holmes. What do we have on him?
Well, just a 3-pitch mix in his arsenal, which, you know, it's not a lot for a starter. So always very important for him to have a good feel and command all three. Sometimes you can make that 3 look like 4 if you add or subtract a little bit of velocity on one. But, you know, one thing about it can be easy to get too predictable out there on the mound. So hitters are aware of that. Mixing those 3 pitches in all counts is going to be a big key for him in this one.
Edwards forced to get out of the way of the first pitch.
1-0.
To the right side, and that one handled. Whips it to first on the run, and they get the out. And time now for the Marlins lineup. Already trailing by a run in this one. They'll be looking to get on the scoreboard early on as well.
Well, it's just the 1 run, so not too big a hill to climb. But, yeah, if they can answer back in this inning or at least in the next couple, that'll maybe settle everyone into this ball game, and that includes their own starter on the mound.
Now the third baseman, Connor Norby. Swings, fouls it off, and he breaks his bat. And that one hammered. That's back. And that one is off the wall into second, and he's got it doubled.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. I love the approach he had right there with that pitch. Not trying to do too much, but still looking to drive it, and that's exactly what he's able to do into the opposite field gap for the double.
One out, runner at second. And up next for Miami, Griffin Conine. On the ground, right side. Toss to Alonso, and there's 2 away.
Batting fourth, the designated hitter,
Jonah Bride, the next up for the Marlins. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
0-1.
And that one clips the corner.
No
Norby
balls,
on
strikes.
third with 2 out. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right center field. And that is that. 1 left for Miami. They're down 1-0. Back here in Miami, new inning getting started. And now it's Mark Vientos.
I just love watching Alcantara get ready for games, Boog. He turns into a different person, just usually cracking jokes and having a good time. But start days are a different story. That's when things get serious for this guy.
That's in there, and it's 0-1. Alcantara, a former All-Star. He features a sinker, a changeup, a four-seamer, a slider, and he occasionally uses a curve. Assigned to home plate duty is Ricky Holiday.
Boog, and something I've heard players saying about Ricky's strike zone is how he will call the high strike. That could be something that's tough to deal with, especially if you've got a pitcher out there coming at you with high velocity.
Up the middle. Fires over to first. 1 up, 1 down.
Batting 6, the designated hitter, Jesse Winker.
Here's Jesse Winker. That one missing inside. That's hard hit on the line. And that should be extra bases. Now he'll turn for second. And that's a double.
He was all over that one. That's a good sound coming off the bat, man. And as he connected out front and ripped it into the outfield, that's one of those swings where you just don't even feel the ball hit the barrel. That's a pure stroke.
One out, runner at second. And next for the Mets, Jose Siri. Just missed. Man at second. And that one is downstairs. 2-0. Out in front with the swing, and that is strike one.
One strike.
And that one finds its way through. Here comes Winker. The throw's offline. He's saved. It's 2-0.
Man, he just absolutely turned on that one. Ripped it down the line. Nice job of staying in his mechanics.
One down. Now it's the second baseman, Brett Beatty. Check swing, and he went 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Man at first, one away. On the ground, right side. Fires to second for one. Double play. What a twin killing to end the inning. But the RBI single pushes across a run. And it's 2-0. Major League Baseball is on the show. We head to the bottom of the second. And here's the first baseman, Matt Mervis. Holmes back to work. And a big swing and a miss.
0-1. Ball one.
And 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Grounder off the pitcher. Throw not in time. It's an unlikely infield single. And now they'll hustle out to check on him. That was quite a shot he took as you see him down on a knee.
Yeah, clearly in some real pain, but he will not want to come out of this game if he doesn't have to. It's looking to me like he's going to try to shake it off and continue.
Otto Lopez, the next up for the Marlins. That's in there. And that is strike one. Mervis aboard here at first with nobody out. And that one goes straight to the backstop. So a wild pitch allows the runner to advance.
definitely trying to work down and get that double play ball, but it got away enough to erase any chance of that. Good job of moving up into scoring position. Now a hit could make that wild pitch really sting.
That one is absolutely belted. This one's got a chance. Drops in for a hit. Couldn't run it down. Throw into third.
Really nice job of two-strike hitting in that at-bat. Got a good pitch to drive. Stayed short with his bat pass to the ball and caught it out front. And he stayed long in his follow-through. That's how you split the gap. And that's pretty much a double every time.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Now the left fielder, Kyle Stowers. That's off the inside corner, and that's ball one. One on, nobody out, a run in, bottom half of inning number 2. And it finds its way through for a hit.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
First and second, no outs. Now it's the Marlins catcher, Nick Fortes. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. They get the force. That's one out the bottom of the second.
Well, it's one of those plays that happens sometimes, but it never really should. Seems like he just got a bad read on the ball, and the good throw from the outfield was perfect to get the out.
At the plate, Derek Hill. Squirts away a little bit.
0-1's the count.
Well done behind the dish.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
Oh, right to the backstop. Fortes up to second. Runner at third holds, so both runners are now in scoring position.
Got to take advantage of this opportunity now because of the wild pitch. They've got 2 runners in scoring position. Good time for the hitter to lock in, put the ball in play hard somewhere.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, this is where the team aspect really comes into play on the offensive side of the game, right? I mean, missed opportunity to tie it up with the runner at third, 1 out, couldn't put the ball in play. So now it's time to pick him up, and that's where good teams, they go to. They operate on this level of next man up. That mentality is what causes them to win series, get into the postseason, and that helps keep the energy and morale high in the dugout.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Now it's the Marlins leadoff hitter, Xavier Edwards. Grounded out his first time. To the right side. In plenty of time to first. They limit the damage here. But a run will score in the inning on this RBI double. And it's now a 2-1 ball game. Back after this on the show. And we're back. Here's the catcher, Luis Torrens.
Luis Torrens.
Ball, that's
Torrens,
off the plate.
28 years old, and he was born in Venezuela. On the ground, Lopez. And one away in the top of the third.
The batter, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
So the batting order turns over, and now it's Frankie Lindor. 0 for 1 so far. That clips the corner.
Oh, here's a game Lindor will never forget. One night in July of 2023, he went 5 for 5 with a home run, 2 triples, and he scored 3 runs. That stat line is so rare. Only one other player has done it. Guess who? Willie Mays in 1958.
Outside low. Now 1-2. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Stays alive. One down, base is empty. Popped up to the left, into foul ground. And a foul ball. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. And down on strikes he goes. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one.
Oh, man, just locked him up with that slider, even though it caught a lot of the zone. And I think that tells you all you need to know about what he was looking for in the box, and it clearly was not that pitch.
Hard ground ball, base knock. And that extends the inning.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
Alonso.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. He's already homered here in this one. And there's the ball.
Ball 1.
And it's fouled away. Soto off of first with 2 away. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. On the ground to the left. Zips it to first. Third out, and that ends the frame. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. It's the Mets 2 and the Marlins 1. And welcome back to the ballpark. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And at the plate for Miami, Connor Norby. You talk about the power and the speed together.
Well, we knew he was going to be a stud just coming up, making his way through the minor leagues, and quickly at this level, an impact player.
Right through there for a strike. And that is downstairs. 1-1. Hit hard, base hit. So a man on base to start the inning.
Wasting no time. He's 2 for 2 now on the night, and just a triple and home run away from the cycle.
Seriously, we're starting with this already. And the batter now, Griffin Conine. 0 for 1, he grounded out in his first at bat. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
This might be a steal situation, but that's not your average catcher behind the dish. You have to be careful here.
And that one fouled off.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Next
One ball,
offering way off
2
the
strikes.
plate. And that one missing inside, a sharp slider. Here's a 2-2. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. They get the force for out number 1.
Now
Well, it's
batting,
one of those
the
plays that
designated
happens
hitter.
sometimes, but it
Walk-off.
never really should. Seems like you just got a bad read on the ball, and the good throw from the outfield was perfect to get the out.
And now here is Jonah Bride. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Bounding ball here, rolls foul. Comes up empty.
2 really good back-to-back sliders.
0-2.
Now in an 0-2 count. He's feeling real confident about finishing this hitter off. He can go anywhere he wants.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, that right there is just a pitcher's pitch. Tailing away from the hitter, lowing away with
Now
some
batting,
good
first
action at the
baseman,
end.
Matt
You know, even if he gets the bat to that
Marvin.
ball, it's probably just a weak ground ball to the opposite side. Tell you what, that's a tremendous 2-strike pitch.
And now for the Marlins, Matt Mervis. Reached on an infield single his first time. Swinging a foul out of play. Tying run is at first here in the last half of the 3rd. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Off balance throw in time. That's out number 3. Marlins leave 1. They're down 2-1. On to the 4th.
Leading off for
Here's
Mets,
the left fielder, Brandon
number
Nimmo.
9, Brandon Nimmo.
Outside with a
outside.
breaking ball. Headed towards the corner. And a foul ball. Alcantara ready to fire now. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today.
Mark
So up next for New York,
Vientos.
Mark Vientos. Grounded out his first time up. On a line, base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing
batting,
around right there.
designated
Just a
hitter,
solid
Jesse
swing right there. Caught it out front
Winker.
and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
So a man aboard. Now here is Jesse Wink. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Still slings it to
That's an
second.
out.
There's one
He's
to
safe.
first, not in time. Great effort there.
Well, they had the chance at turning two right there, but I don't think he got a good grip on the balls. He tried to transfer from glove to throwing hand. They say you can't assume a double play. I beg to differ at the big league level, but it's going to be ruled as a fielder's choice.
And now it's Jose Siri. Singled and drove in a run his first time through. Swing and a hard hit liner up the middle and a base hit. And now first and second with 2 outs. And stepping in for New York, Brett Beatty. He hit into a double play his first time up. Fought off foul. First and second, 2 down. Top half of inning number 4. That's in there, and it's 0-2. Swing and a high fly ball right field. That one back, that one on its way, and it's gone. Into the second deck it goes. It's 5-1. That was blasted.
Absolutely, no doubt off the bat. No matter how this outing ends, that pitch is going to haunt him for a while. An 0-2 mistake. That's supposed to be a pitch out of the zone. He left it in a spot that the hitter could do some damage with, and that's exactly what he did.
Two outs, nobody on. And now the catcher comes up to hit. Luis Torrens. He's 0 for 1. And a slider in the outside corner for a strike. Two down, nobody on. That's to third, Norby. The throw to first, and that is that. Mets get 3 on this homer. It's now a 5-1 ball game. You're dialed into the show. Back here at Lone Depot Park, here's the second baseman, Otto Lopez. And first offering is fouled off.
You know, these Marlins just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
And that one in the air center field. 1 away.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
Yeah, that's fouled off. Base is empty, 1 away. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. That one ripped. And that's going to bang against the wall. Safely into second. He's got a double.
Couple of hits in a row for him here. Nice line drive to the pull side. Met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield. Could be a chance here for them to start clawing back into this ball game.
One out, runner at second. Nick Fortes, the next up for the Marlins. 0 for 1, he hit into a fielder's choice his first time. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. And it one-hops the wall. Runner scores from second as they get one back. And he's there with a double.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
Now the center fielder, Derek Hill. He was a strikeout victim his first time. Hit in the air, center field. Makes the grab. Runner tags at second. The tag gets him, and it's a double play to end the inning.
Exciting play and a great throw to third for the double play, but man, there's just no reason to try to move up to third right there. Not great base running to end the inning.
Back here in Miami, here's Francisco Lindor. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. Alcantara back to work. And first offering is fouled off. And you played behind guys, and they loved having your speed out there defensively. One of the things that we talk about is how much pitchers enjoy having those elite defenders behind them.
Boog, and the one thing about that is speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the thing that you can do consistently every single game is play great defense if you're talented in that way, and this is what this guy does.
Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. And a swing and a miss. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill.
Third time he struck out in this one, and definitely an individual performance you want to flush. He just hasn't looked very comfortable up there. Just one of those days. But when you're still winning the ball game, at least you can focus on doing your part to maintain that lead and getting that W.
And that one is lifted in the air. Stowers under it. Puts it away for the out. And there are 2 down.
Now batting, the first baseman, Pete.
2 down, base is empty. Here's Pete Alonso. He's already homered in this game. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95.
0-1.
2 down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th. And that's in there at the knees.
Man, 91 on the slider right there. That's a hard one. That's a low-end fastball for some pitchers.
And a foul ball, he stays alive. Two outs. Strikes him out with 100. 3 up, 3 down for him there. Home half of the 5th coming up. It's the Mets 5 and the Marlins 2. And we're back. John Shelby with my buddy Chris Singleton. It's set to get us started. Bottom 5. Xavier Edwards. Right through there for a strike.
You know, these Marlins, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. We've heard lots of loud noise coming from their bats in this one, haven't we? I mean, they've launched 6 hits at 90+.
This one looks like trouble. Around first and hustling for second. And he's there with a leadoff double.
Well, here we are, 3rd time through the order, and this is where we see the OPS jump up. Manager might have to go to the bullpen a little bit sooner than he anticipated.
And up next for Miami, Connor Norby. Hammers that one deep left field and forget it. They must be going crazy in the dugout. And they throw a pair on the board. It's 5-4. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Anytime you have a pitch down the middle of the plate, the percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at the plate.
Griffin Conine, the next to hit. 0 for 2 in this one. Ground ball, Alonso. And he handles it himself for the out.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Jonah Bride.
Jonah Bride, the next up for the Marlins. Hit on the ground up the middle. That's a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Everything came together for him. Wasn't able to elevate that one, but he sure hit it hard enough to get through the infield. There's not a whole lot of time for the defenders to react and try to make a play when it's ripped like that.
One gone, runner at first. Matt Mervis, the next up for the Marlins. 1 for 2. On a line. And that one hops the wall. And that forces the runner to hold on at second. 2 on with 1 away.
No waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that. Now a pretty big at bat coming up with a chance to even this ball game up.
And here comes the Mets manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. Clay Holmes is done, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for
righty reliever out of the pen, Dedniel Nunez. He has a great slider with tons of movement. And at the plate for Miami, Otto Lopez. Line drive. Brings it in. Both runners tagging. The throw to third. Safe there. And we've got runners at second and third with 2 away. And now for the Marlins, Kyle Stowers. And there's no doubt that they'll feed off the energy from this crowd, right?
I mean, yeah, I'd say the intensity level has gone up a few notches for sure.
Liner, and this could be trouble. 1 runs in. Throw in holds that trail runner at third base. They're at the corners with 2 away. Well, he delivers in a huge spot right there.
Oh, he's so dialed in. I don't think he even realizes how much pressure exists out there. Very easy swing, nice and relaxed. This is the type of approach you want to see guys take in this situation.
So 2 outs with runners on the corners. And here's the catcher, Nick Fortes. Line drive. And that's the 3rd out. So they get 3 and draw even. We're through 5. We're all tied up 5-5. All right, we go to the top half of inning number 6. Now the left fielder, Brandon Nimmo.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
Now a high fly ball out to left center. Stowers. And puts the squeeze on that one. And there's 1 away.
Now batting.
Here's the third baseman, Mark Vientos. Vientos in his 2nd season, 25 years old, and he was a 2nd-round pick back in 2017. Swings through that one. 0-1. Right through there for a strike. All tied up, and we're the top half of the 6th. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
And it's a strikeout for the Sandman, his second of the game.
Well, he throws him with the changeup right there, and I think he was so geared up for fastball. Once he recognized that it was off speed, he just wasn't able to make an adjustment. So a really good strikeout, and pitcher just won the battle.
Winker, the batter now, as he swings and misses for strike one. The 0-2. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. To third. Gets it to first. And that'll do it. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. 9-1 and 2 scheduled to hit in the home half of the sixth. We're all tied up 5-5. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the sixth. And at the plate for Miami, Derek Hill. Fouled off. He was late. That one out to right. Soto makes the grab, one away.
Now batting, shortstop.
Back to the
Xavier.
top of the Miami order. Here's the shortstop at the plate. Xavier Edwards, 1 for 3. Now a screamer into the outfield. And it goes just foul. And that's outside.
That's out.
Base is empty, one away here in the bottom of the sixth. That one the other way. Nimmo makes the grab, 2 down.
Third baseman, number 1, Connor
Norby, the next up for the Marlins.
And it may be a long shot, but a triple here will give him the cycle.
And first offering is fouled off. Chop to third. Vientos throws to first in time. Out number 3. Miami down in order. This ball game still tied 5-all. Top of inning number 7. Here's the center fielder, Jose Siri. And that drops in for a strike.
Well, these Mets putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. One thing is they haven't been fooled all that much. 6 of their hits have come off speed pitches.
Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. A leadoff single, and the go-ahead run is aboard.
Oh, this has been a really nice game at the plate for him. He looks locked in. He wasn't able to elevate it, but he put a great swing on it. Right on time, good balanced approach, and just blasted it through the infield. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the base.
Runner takes off. Strike in there. And safe. It's a stolen base. And the go-ahead run is now in scoring position. Siggy, he definitely showed off the wheels there.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a bang-bang play. StatCast gives us the data, and that stolen base wasn't possible without that sprint speed.
Man at second. On the ground to third. Throws across the diamond. That's the first out at the top of the seventh.
The catcher, number 13, Luis.
And now,
Torrens.
Luis Torrens has grounded out a couple of times.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Swing and a miss at a slider.
One ball, one strike.
One out. The go-ahead run is at second. And the count 1-2. Ground ball right side. Tosses to first. 2 away.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
And in this big spot, here comes Francisco Lindor. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And fouled off.
Pretty good pitch there to take a rip at. He wants to get his arms extended. He likes the ball away from him a little bit, just not able to square it up.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Stowers squeezes it, and that's the third out.
Well, this guy competes hard. We see the emotion there. I love it. Great job of getting out of the jam.
Now pitching for
We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the seventh. A.J. Minter.
And they felt it was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing teams did that to me.
And now for the Marlins, Griffin Conine.
The right
3 groundouts already. He's 0 for 3.
Conine.
And there's the strike.
0-1.
Line drive. Whips it across. And the leadoff hitter set down to open the 7th.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Jonah Bride.
Now it's the DH, Jonah Bride. Way high.
That's too high.
Action in the Mets bullpen. Danny Young appears to be getting loose. Buto getting cranked up as well. One down, base is empty. Base knock, center field.
Wow. So important to get into the fielding position
Now
as you
batting,
deliver that
the
baseball.
first
That
baseman,
is a scary one. Watch your lips.
Matt Mervis, the next up for the Marlins. Down and away for ball 1.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
That's a strike. And 1-1. 1 away. Tie game. Go ahead run stands at first. The other way. Fair ball. The throw to second. Throw pulls him off the bag, and he's safe.
2 consecutive base hits for these guys here. That was a thing of beauty. He may have
Second
been a little
baseman,
behind the pitch,
Otto.
but by getting that barrel into the hitting zone early on in his swing, he was able to meet it and still shoot a line drive down the line and left. Now a good opportunity to potentially jump ahead in this game here in the later innings.
And now Otto Lopez. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Go-ahead run at second. Here at the bottom of the seventh. Roll to short, could be two. Off-balance feed, there's one. To first, not in time. Great effort there.
Well, that's great hustle out of the box to get down the line, knowing that a double play will end the inning. Good job at the finish, reaching out for the bag. Now they got runners on the corners and still an opportunity to pick up some runs.
Here's the left fielder, Kyle Stowers. That misses the zone, and it's 1-0. Lefty out of the stretch, runners at first and third. And a base hit on a line. Runner from third in to score. And they take the lead in the seventh.
Such great concentration. Everybody on their feet, knowing that you can come through with a good swing. And there he doesn't try to do too much.
Nick Fortes, the next up for the Marlins. Pitch misses inside. 1-0. Lopez, the lead runner out at second. Stowers on at first with two down. Fly ball to right. Soto gets under it. Drops into the glove. And that is that. But they pick up one run on the RBI single. It's now 6-5. You're watching Miami Marlins baseball on the Show, Florida. Back here at Lone Depot Park, we go to the eighth. Now it's the right fielder, Juan Soto.
A lot of times you're looking for a guy to get that tying run on base, but because of the power, you want him to tie up the game with one swing here.
Alcantara back to work. That one misses, and that is ball one.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
Now 1-1. So into his eighth inning of work now on the mound, despite some rough patches.
Well, he's had to battle, and there were some times where I thought he was going to throw in the towel, but he stayed out there, he kept competing, and he's gotten himself pretty deep into this one.
Strike two.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Looking to get the tying run on base. Struck him out looking.
Pretty big strikeout right there to start this eighth inning. Down one. Any leadoff base runner really makes this inning a bit more interesting. But now this offense has to switch from possibly trying to manufacture a run to needing to run into something or just try to string multiple hits together to get a run across the plate.
And now the first baseman, Pete Alonso. And that one fouled off. One down, base is empty. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
The left fielder, number 9.
And next will be the Mets cleanup hitter, Brandon Nimmo. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. That's in there. That's strike one. Now that's smacked to right center. And that's got extra bases written all over it. Around first, heading for 2. And the double puts the tying run at 2. 2 away.
As soon as that one shot off his barrel, he was
Now
thinking
batting,
extra
the first
bases.
baseman,
Really nice
Mark
job of getting the bat out front, but
Viento.
not hooking around it or rolling over him. Just kept the swing on plane and smoked that thing into the gap. Now that sets up a huge at bat in this ball game.
Mark Vientos up now for the Mets. Now the Marlins manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move to the pen. Sandy Alcantara won't go any further, and he's responsible for the runner on second, so the book isn't closed on him yet. We'll be right back.
Now pitching for
So
the
they turn to the
Marlins,
lefty in this spot,
Number
Anthony
59.
Veneziano.
These are the
Anthony
spots relievers really make a name for themselves.
Veneziano.
Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Ground ball left side down the line, and it's foul. With a single base runner, because of all the power, they are dangerous to tie this thing up or take the lead. So the tying run at second.
He's falling behind in a huge spot, Boog. Got to do what it takes to come through. Maybe choke up on the bat a little bit, spread out those feet, whatever it takes.
Foul ball, still 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. That ends the frame.
A lot of adrenaline, we can see it right there, and sometimes you just got to let it out. That's an outstanding job of taking that, executing, and getting out of a tough inning.
Now pitching for
Back
New
now,
York,
new pitcher on the mound as we roll
Number
into the
70.
bottom of the 8th. Jose Butto.
Just trying to keep this
Butto.
one close here, and this is where a bullpen
Leading
can
off
give
for
their
the
players a
Marlins,
chance to
the
fight
center
back into the
fielder,
game.
Derek
And now the center fielder, Derek Hill. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout. And first offering is fouled off. Butto, a very difficult guy to get hits off of. It's really rare for teams to string stuff together against him.
He wins every pitch, and for a hitter, sometimes a victory is just fouling off one of his pitches.
Check swing, went around. 0-2 now.
Unless he beats himself, somehow can't find it, doesn't have the control command that day, you can pretty much forget about it.
That one misses, and the count 1-2. As a hitter, there's even more pressure to take advantage of any mistake, right?
Yeah, and you're hoping that somehow, some way, whether it's a hit by pitch, a walk, something bad happens, because outside of that, his stuff is just too good to fail.
Cut on and lifted in the air. Soto going after it. Hauls it in, and there's one away.
And he's got deception in his delivery, and it's not that he's trying to deceive
Now
the hitters.
batting,
He just
the
has this
shortstop,
natural flow
Xavier
that makes it hard for hitters to pick the ball up. It gets on them a little bit quicker than they anticipate, even though they know what the velocity numbers are.
Ripped to short, snagged on a bounce. Slings to first in time.
Now batting, the third baseman, Connor.
Now it's going to be
Norby.
Connor Norby.
Oh, yeah, Boog. He's on the brink of one of your favorite milestones. He's completed 3 legs of the cycle.
I love me some cycle. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And that keeps the inning alive. And his hot hitting continues.
They kept him in the yard that time, but all he's doing now is passing the baton, and everything seems to get started around this guy.
Griffin Conine, the next up for the Marlins. 0 for 4 with 4 groundouts. Out to short, into the outfield, base hit. They take the force out, inning over. 1 hit, 1 left. Through 8 full, it's the Marlins 6 and the Mets 5. Back here in Miami, and now the DH, Jesse Winker.
Winker.
Swings through that one for strike one.
0-1's the count.
The other way, and it's just foul. That was close. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Now a move being made for a pinch hitter. Starling Marte. He comes to the plate in a huge spot in this one. And that one fouled off. That one the other way, and there's a base hit to right field, and that puts the tying run on base.
One of the hardest things to do in the game, to stay mentally and physically ready for the big opportunity, and he came through for his club right there.
So digging in, Brett Beatty. And that is out of play. Oh, 1 now. There goes the runner. On the ground to third. And it stays fair. Around second is Marte. And they'll have runners at the corners after a 1-out single.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. Not much to this one other than just a willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep. Now they've got to find a way to get the job done. Tying run at third, less than 2. This is a huge at bat coming up.
Now at the plate, Luis Torrens. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first and prevent that run from scoring.
Tap foul at the plate. 1-run game here in the top of the 9th. Oof. That one went straight back and got our ump right in the mask. Let's hope he's okay. On the ground to first. Lays out. Oh, it's off his glove. Gets it there in time, though. But a run does score on the play.
The batter, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Francisco Lindor up now for the Mets. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a flyout. That's in for a strike.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the wall. He's going to have to figure something out and figure it out quickly.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. 2 down. Go ahead run in scoring position. Gets a piece and it stays 0-2. The shortstop takes the ball.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated.
Hard hit right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. So a 9th inning comeback here, and this game has been flipped on its head. And we're all even at 6 apiece. Staying in the game on defense, Starling Marte. He pinch hit last half inning, but now he's in a position he's not familiar with at all. Seems like a questionable move here.
Designated hitter.
Tied at 6. Now here's the Marlins DH, Jonah Bride. fouled off down the right side. That's inside.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Stirring in the bullpen for the Mets. Danny Young preparing to come on if needed. Diaz, the right-hander, also getting loose. Got him swinging. And that's the first out.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there.
Now
He just needs to
batting,
let the ball
the
travel
first
a little
baseman,
more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
Digging in, Matt Mervis. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. All tied up here in the last half of inning number 9. Swing at a high fly ball, well struck. Soto on the move, heading back. Hauls it in on the warning track.
Now batting, second baseman, Otto Lopez.
And up next for Miami, Otto Lopez, known for his late inning heroics. And a foul ball. Two down, nobody on. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Trying to send this to extra innings. And now
That's out.
1 and 2. Next
Ball
offering
2.
misses down and away. Over to first. That's the 3rd out, and we're headed to extras. No runs, no hits, no errors. 9 isn't enough to decide a winner, so we are off to extra innings. And we're all even at 6 apiece. And we're back.
Leading
Now
off for
the
the
number
Mets,
2
the
hitter,
right fielder,
Juan Soto.
Juan
He's a
Soto.
guy who does it all. With the lack of contact in today's game, this guy hits for contact, so he delivers average, but there's on base and slugging too. Yeah, that's fouled off.
Early in the count, you have to be real careful because of that power. But then if this hitter gets a strike or 2 on him, he's still very comfortable. And because he has the ability to get the barrel to the baseball,
1-1.
he's a threat deep into the count as well.
And fouled off. Swing and a ball driven pretty well out towards left center. Brings it in. And there's 1 down.
Now batting, the first baseman.
Tied at
Pete
6. And here's the first baseman, Pete Alonso. Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Anthony Veneziano won't go any further tonight, and it's a tie ball game as he heads for the dugout. Back with a new arm after a quick break.
Now pitching for
New
the
pitcher
Marlins,
on now, Ronnie Enriquez.
number 32, Ronnie Enriquez.
Swing and a drive. This one is crushed. No doubt about it. And here in the late stages, they have the lead. Another homer. His second home run of the game, and they've rallied from 4 back. It's 7-6. One pitch, one swing, one home run.
Yeah, you could say that's efficiency right there. Didn't need much time in the box to make an impact. Welcome to the game. First pitch out of the bullpen, a tough one, and you know he's just trying to get one in there for a strike. And on the other side, as a hitter, it's a great time to be aggressive and let it fly. It's not what they were looking for when they turned to him, but now he's got to find a way to reset.
And here is Brandon Nimmo, and that's outside.
Outside.
One out, bases empty, and a run in. And here in extra innings. This one ripped, but foul to the right. And that one ripped to left. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 2 away now.
The batter, the third baseman, Mark Vientos.
2 outs, base is empty. Now the third baseman, Mark Vientos. And that one fouled off. 2 down, base is empty, but 1 run across here in the top half of the 10th. Hit on the ground to short. Edwards. Third out. 1 scores in the inning, coming on this solo home run. It's now a 7-6 ball game. Back now, and on the mound, the closer, Edwin Diaz.
Now pitching
I think
for
closer
New York.
has to be one of the toughest
Number
jobs in
39.
baseball, and we see a pretty
Edwin
high turnover rate because of it.
Diaz.
Every outing seems to be high pressure, this one included. We'll see if
Lead
he
off
can wrap
for
up the
the
win
Marlins,
and get
the
himself a
left
save.
fielder, Kyle
So digging in, Kyle Stowers.
Stowers.
That one down the line, and foul ball. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Makes the catch, and there's 1 gone.
Couple of pitches and a quick out.
The catcher, number 4, Nick Fortes.
Now it's the Marlins catcher, Nick Fortes. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. Should be extra bases. And that'll kick off the base of the wall. And the tying runs at second base with a double.
Well, a big swing of the bat right there. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws. And now a crucial opportunity to tie up this game with another base hit.
1 out, runner at second. And at the plate for Miami, Derek Hill. Right through there for a strike.
Well, comfortable or not, these are the situations closers they seem to live for. I mean, you get into some hot water, a jam, tough spot, whatever you want to call it, but this is where they earn their keep.
So the tying run at second. Late swing, fouled off. That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going. Way outside, straight to the backstop. Not in time. The tying run stands at third with 1 out. And a fly ball could knock this one up.
Well, he's got nobody to blame but himself. With one out, a runner on third can come home all sorts of ways now. That's why, as a pitcher, you have to execute pitches even better when there are runners on base.
The tying run is 90 feet away. Swing and a miss, and he chases that one in the dirt. Up with it, fires to first. Out. 2 away now after the drop third strike.
Really nice job behind the plate with the
Now
pressure
batting,
on. Tying run at third.
Savior.
He did a great job of not only completing the strikeout at first, but also making sure that that guy stays put 90 feet away. That doesn't go unnoticed.
Inside.
Edwards stands in here, leaves that one off the inside. Two outs.
Ball, that pitch is up.
Swing and a ball line to center. He puts it away, and that'll do it. The Mets hold on to win a tight one as this one ends as a one-run ball game.
Well, this is a big win on the road and going extras into 10. So hard to pull those out, but I think this team did a great job of keeping the crowd out of the ball game late. When you can do that, it kind of calms everything down, keeps the adrenaline of the opposing team down a bit, and you can steal a win and get out of here happy.